Okay, got a bunch of stuff to show today. We're going to go over new home screen designs. We're going to go over a bunch of search stuff and a nice workflow improvement to when you're adding stuff to your list. So let's jump into it. Now we're going to change it up and work on the iPad today. So on the sidebar here, there's just a couple tweaks and rearranging of things. So number one, the shelf is now where the themes used to be. So this was a good opportunity to kind of swap those two out. So now shelf is here, we have activity and then the pile. Now if you want to add a new list or group, that is at the top left there. So you can do all that. So you can add a new list, add a new group, all that stuff. And up here we have settings and we also have themes. So now instead of themes being part of like the split view here, this is going to be contained within a modal that you trigger via that little menu. I think this works much better, much more natural place for themes to live. The next thing you are probably noticing is this nice little search bar. And it says search everything. And the context here is once you have even more than a few lists, I have a lot of lists, but once you have even more than just a few, searching all of that stuff would be really useful. So if I type in, let's say, play, what's nice is it sorts the results by items. So if I want, I can see, oh, Castro podcast player, right? You can see that. Also, small little update. When you look at a detail for an item now, it'll tell you where it's located. So this is in the favorites group with the list apps. So again, you can see items, it'll show lists. So this is my playing list. So these are the games I'm actively playing right now. And it'll search those things. And then it'll also search everything in activity. So if I do this, you'll see that was in activity. So this is a very, very nice improvement, super handy, super useful. And now you can search all your stuff, which is cool. But sometimes even within a specific list, you want to search that. So now you can search a specific list. So if you want, I can just type in Wolverine and filter that stuff. What was it? Only God Forgives, that kind of thing. So again, super handy, super useful. It seems super basic, but hey, this is how long it took to get searching here. So now this one, I don't know exactly what to call this. I'm kind of calling this easy search or easy add or something like that. Let me kind of set the stage here. So before or currently, whenever you hit this little plus button at the bottom, it pulls up this menu, right? And then you have to decide the type of thing that you want to search for, because I am using all of these different data sources. There's not just like one database, there's a bunch of different data sources. And this is how you kind of pick like, oh, I want to look for movies or I want to look for video games, that kind of thing. This is fine, but it also is kind of annoying once you have specific lists, one for books they want to read or one for movies they want to watch. So having to select this all the time is kind of irritating. So let me put together, let me just make a new list, do like new test, right? And let's go here, all right? So we have a brand new list. When I don't have anything in the list and I just want to add something, I have to choose what to add. At this point, the app has no idea what you want to put in here. So let's say I want to do a movie, right? I'll do Happy Gilmore. Okay. And I hit add, boom. Happy Gilmore is now added to the list. Excellent. Now, the improvement is the next time I hit plus, it just defaults to movies, right? So now I can type in Billy Madison and do that, right? Which is nice. So here's how this is working. So the list, each list, and before you essentially tap this plus button here, will figure out what the dominant data type is and default to that for the search, right? Which means you no longer have to select the thing that you want to search for every single time. 2 movies in here, so when I hit plus, it's going to default to movies. Okay. If I go to this list, my reading list, currently what I'm reading, if I hit the plus button, this will default to books, right? So you're seeing how that's working there. If I go to playing video games, right, this will default to video games. So you're getting how this works. Let's say that you have a bunch of movies in a list, but now you want to add a book to it, right? Let's say you want to do that. So you hit plus. Now again, it's defaulting to movies, but down here, you can choose what you want to change it to. I can search books, and I can add a book to this list. Now, when I tap plus again, it'll still choose movies by default because there's more movies in here than books. So if I do this, it'll again do this, right? Okay, excellent. This is working well. It allows people to, it has good defaults and allows you to do things very quickly, but it gives you little escape hatches so you can get out of there. One more thing, one more improvement to this workflow. Now, if you noticed, every single time that I add something, so if I do this again, and let's say I do game, let's do the imitation game. The search goes away. And this is usually fine, usually. I think for most people this is fine, and this being the default makes sense. The fast experience of hitting plus, adding something, and then you're done and seeing it in your list is really nice. But sometimes you want to be able to add a bunch of stuff all in one session, essentially. So now you can do that. So now if I hit plus, let's add a bunch of books to this. So I want to change it to books. And if you look down here, the default is quick add, where you essentially add one thing at a time and it dismisses. But now you can switch this to multi-add. Let's do Harry Potter. And what this will do is I can add a bunch of things in one session. It's because I'm testing. So now I'm done. And then when I'm done with this, just hit done. And boom, look at that. And now I have all these Harry Potter books in here. This is nice. This allows a very, very easy way to toggle between the type of search session you want to do. So if you do want to add a bunch of stuff, search for multiple things, you can do that. Now, you might be wondering at this point, if I hit the plus button, what's going to happen? So this will actually now default to books because there's more books in here, right? So hopefully you're starting to see how this is going to work and how this little like easy search or easy add is going to work. Now, the other thing is this will save the last type of search mode that you chose. So we had chosen multi-add, so that's going to be saved until you toggle it back. So that's how the new easy search, easy add works. It's adding more power with hopefully not a lot of mental overhead. But if you're someone who needs a little more power in here, hopefully this gives you an easy way to do that. Okay. So that is it for this week. A lot of stuff, been really heads down on this. Been doing a lot of iPad testing. That's why I wanted to show this on the iPad this time. So, because I've been mostly focused on the iPhone, now switching to the iPad to really work out the kinks there and get that working well. Yeah, so we went over new home screen design, searching globally, locally within a list, and then being able to easy add or easy search. I don't know what to call it. What should I call that? Just let me know. But hopefully these improvements are getting you excited for 3.0. I'm getting excited about this. We will be doing a beta soon, so stay tuned for that. I'll be announcing that, what that's going to look like and how it's going to work. But at this point, thanks for watching. Hopefully you're excited, and I'll see you next time. Bye.